saying. So let's take a little further. We have joining us via Zoom Adedotun Keshinro, and I hope I haven't murdered your name, sir, a fellow of the Nigerian Army Resource Center and State Commandant of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Lagos State Command. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us on the program.
Thank you so much.
All right. So let's begin with what has happened. Just give us an update. The people who committed this crime at the Festac Alakija Bridge, have they been arrested? How many have been arrested? And what are they being charged for?
Can you please come again? I can't hear you properly.
The people who committed this crime at the Festac Alakija Bridge, have there been any arrests made? And what are they being charged for?
Hello?
Can you hear me, sir?
It's breaking. I can't hear you properly, please.
Have you arrested anyone for this crime?
Thank you so much. If I can come in like that, because I didn't hear the question properly, but I can infer what you are trying to ask me. That if the people who committed the crime under the Alakija Bridge have been arrested, and what is going to happen to them. We are monitoring. There are some people have been arrested by the task force of Lagos State, and they are doing their investigation, and we are also collaborating with them in ensuring that justice is served. Notwithstanding this, we are still monitoring activities under the bridge, and we have spoken to a lot of people so that there could be further monitoring, not only this bridge, but other infrastructure in Lagos State.
How many arrests so far?
Please, can you come again? I can't, it is breaking. I can't hear you properly.
I think maybe we should work on that audio so we can hear him properly. Maybe we'll get back to him in a bit so he can hear us properly. But if you can hear me, Commandant, I'm saying how many people have been arrested and what is the charge? What are they charged for? Yeah, I think we're having an issue with that audio, and while we try to fix that, maybe we can talk a bit about the conversations going forward. Because I believe that what we've done in the FCT, at least with the alteration of the charges, so they're not being charged for vandalism and they pay a fine of 2,000 naira, or, they tell them to go and sweep Wuse Market, to ensure that actual punishment that fits the crime has been given to these people. And like I said earlier, we changed the charge in Abuja from vandalism to attempted murder and economic sabotage, so that the punishment is a little harder on people who think that they can come and chip away at a bridge because the country is hard. And I don't know if the Commandant can hear me. The audio on that side is intact. I'm hearing that. Can you hear us, sir? He actually cannot hear us. Okay, so let's see if we can sort that out. Ayo, talk to us a bit about what you're thinking about when it comes to this sort of infrastructure. Another conversation, Ayo, is about the things that we use for infrastructure. Let me give you an example. In the FCT, our manhole covers and whatnot, because they're made of materials that can be reused. And then the Panteka market was the hub at the time for this sort of crime and criminality. So what we started talking about is how we can use materials that cannot be smelted. So if we're making manhole covers, do something that when they put it in the fire, it evaporates. That way you don't have infrastructure that is made of things that can be stolen. Maybe some kind of way of adjusting to the fact that we're dealing with a lot of people who do not care about the safety of Nigerians. Is that something that maybe we should start thinking about, maybe when it comes to road infrastructure as well? Maybe putting things that have the same amount of strength but do not have the same reusable value if they take them to things like Panteka markets and stuff.
Well, I think part of the issue would be, reusability or recycling is a culture that should be sustained. I don't know, really. It's a question for engineers and the rest of them to answer. I don't know, Mr. Kashiro, I don't know if the audio is good on this side.
I can hear you.
You can hear me very well.
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you. So the question my colleague was asking was, how many people, to the best of your knowledge, have been arrested, and what is the charge against them?
About 20 something people have been arrested. The investigation is still ongoing, and because we need to have credible evidence to pin to them so that there could be proper prosecution based on the evidence collected from them. So currently, I will not be able to give you any information regarding that until when the process is concluded.
Well, a statement from the Lagos State government, particularly the Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, names 27 people. But can you confirm what the charge is? What's the charge against them? What are they being charged for?
I can't confirm that correctly.
Okay. All right. Now, I usually raise questions around prevention as opposed to proactive action as opposed to reactive action. I checked the books, Commandant, just a second. I checked the books and I found out that one of the critical, in fact, on the website of your organization, NSCDC, the number one function of the NSCDC is protection of national infrastructure such as these bridges that we're talking about. Is it that the NSCDC is limited in human capacity to be able to do these things? How frequently does your organization go around to monitor these things so that we can prevent as opposed to react to them?
Well, that has been our focus because prevention is cheaper and it is going to save a lot of cost for us. And because of that, we adopted a process where we involved all the stakeholders in the protection of this critical national asset and infrastructure in Lagos. Because of the fact that it is impossible to deploy personnel to monitor the enormity of this critical asset in Lagos. So we now engage various stakeholders to own this critical infrastructure.
All right. I hope we still have you, Mr. Akeshinro. It will be important for many people listening and watching you right now to know exactly which agencies your organization, your commission has engaged in this collaboration that you are insinuating. Because the question a number of people will be asking is if they have been engaged. I just reeled out a number of situations and circumstances all across the state where these infrastructure are being damaged. I mean, totally damaged. Some cases they are being chipped off on, like the one we are talking about now, in different parts of the state. You name it, the island, the mainland, you name it, all parts of the state. So, who are these? Which agencies are you talking with, collaborating with on this, and what have been the feedback that you've been getting? Oh dear. I guess we may have to hopefully get him back, Kayla. And I hope he'll join us back. I know that he has his plate full because he has to deploy men to Osun State from where we are gathering now for the elections. But then this is where we are now. This is the situation that we're just hoping, Kayla, that we're able to get some more useful information from Mr. Keshinro, because at the end of the day, it's the lives of people, lives and livelihoods of other people that are at stake here. And you asked a very, very important question, and I was hoping to put that question to him as well. Are there optional materials that we can use? You know, he's also with the Nigerian Army Resource Center, which we should also be able to give us some perspectives that will be helpful in understanding what is going on here, because as I said, it's a historic issue. It's something that's been happening for many, many years. Whether or not we've been able to arrest the trend, that's another conversation altogether, Kayla.
We were able to get him back, even though, you know, we've been having issues with the audio and having him frozen right now. So these are the things. Like I said earlier, we have to move the conversation away from what we've been saying, Ayo. We've been appealing to the conscience of people, trying to talk to them or do the right thing. Come on, this infrastructure belongs to all of us. It's our money, it's our taxes. You know, we've tried that. It's not working. They're not listening to us. These criminals are not listening to us. They will do all kinds of crimes under the guise that the country is hard and there's hunger in the land. So because of that, I think the conversation needs to move forward. So issues that need to be brought up. What are they charged for? Are we going through the same route of charging people for vandalism? The punishment is not much. You understand? It's not very heavy. It doesn't deter people from committing these crimes. I've been in a court, I've been in a mobile court where they were trying vandals who stole rail tracks. And after the trial, the punishment was 2,000 naira and to go and sweep Wuse Market. I would never forget when I heard this thing. I couldn't believe it. Something that can affect the lives of people and cause us to die. They are being punished by telling them to go and sweep somewhere. No. So changing that punishment, changing what they are being charged. I can see him on the screen again. Mr. Keshiro, can you hear me? I don't think he can. Maybe you can try on your side. Try on your side to see if he can hear you.
Well, okay. Well, I understand. Well, Mr. Keshiro, are you there? Mr. Keshiro, are you there?
Yes, I'm back. Yes, I'm back.
Welcome. Okay. So many questions that we're still asking you, Mr. Keshiro, about this whole situation. My colleague raised an issue the other time about, first of all, let's speak to the last one that he raised, which is the deterrence given to anyone who is found guilty. Maybe you should tell us, what are the experiences that you have been having? How many, cumulatively, if you can hazard a guess, how many people in Lagos, where you serve, have been arrested for vandalism in particular? And what are the challenges you are having in monitoring the infrastructure in Lagos State?
Thank you so much. We have had a lot of arrests, and so many people have been prosecuted and convicted. And there are so many cases going on in court presently.
Can you give us a number for the arrests? My apologies. Can you give us a number of the arrests over the years? What number of years and the number of cases in court?
Okay, since I got to Lagos here as the state commandant, we have made over 35 arrests of suspects who were caught vandalizing critical asset and infrastructure. So we have gotten some convictions, and some of the cases are still in court. I won't be able to give you a definite figure now, but I'm just telling you that we are making progress regarding this currently. And the challenges we are having is just that Lagos is a very big place. It is impossible to deploy personnel to monitor everywhere in Lagos without the support of the citizens. And that is why we have had series of engagement with citizens so that they can take ownership of this critical asset. To date, in Lagos, we have had about 56 community engagements cutting across every nook and cranny of Lagos State. And this is yielding results because we are getting information on a regular basis from various communities, CDA, CDS, market women, market men, religious institutions, the youth, telling us exactly what they are observing, because based on our community engagement, we have been able to highlight so many things to them, which they are already cooperating with us on. So we are making progress in this. In fact, when this Alakija bridge issue came up, I was surprised because we have been receiving series of information from people when they suspect anything going on. And we visited the place, and we see that there are so many hoodlums sleeping under the bridge. And going forward, we still continue to monitor and ensure that we reduce the incidents of this nature.
Well, my colleague Kela also raised the issue of punitive measures. She was in court when there was a judgment made against people who were vandalizing public property, and the penalty was some slap on the wrist. I don't even know if I should call it slap, because they were charged 2,000 naira and community service. Do you think, is that part of the law, What are the punitive measures, for instance, that the law prescribes for vandalism? Do you think it needs adjustments? Is this one of the challenges you are having as a commission?
The issue of vandalization falls under the jurisdiction of the Federal High Court. When we make arrest, we charge suspect to Federal High Court. The laws are very clear, and it is not our responsibility to give punishment to offenders. Our own is to arrest. When we have credible evidence, we charge them to court. So it is the prerogative of the court to sentence the offenders. So whatever the judgment of the court is not within our own purview. It is the responsibility of the court to do that.
I get that.
But the laws are very clear.
My apologies. What does the law prescribe for such? What punishment does the law prescribe that you are referring to for the court? What's the punishment that the law says if you are caught vandalizing, this is the penalty?
The punishment ranges based on the gravity of the offense committed, up to a period of 7 years imprisonment for offenders.
And that's it? No payment of anything? What's the minimum?
The minimum is 3 years.
Okay. So
serious offenses of vandalization of critical assets.
Okay. Okay. So in this case, the one that's under review right now, under this bridge, as the governor said, well, the integrity of the infrastructure has not been compromised. But if you would hazard a guess and you would take the case to court after all of your investigations and all of that, what would you be asking the court for concerning this issue?
We'll be asking the court to give the maximum punishment to the offenders.
And that is 7 years?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in the event that other people are caught, I mean, first of all, you said, you've had, since you got to Lagos, you've had about 35 arrests. Over how many years is this?
Over a period of 2 years plus. In
the past 2 years, you've made 35 arrests and 56 collaborations or interventions.
That have been taken to court. We have made arrests. But after investigation, if you don't have credible evidence against offenders, there's nothing for you to use to prosecute them. But those that have been taken to court is what I'm referring to.
Okay. Now, you said that some people live under the bridges, and that naturally also compromises the process. In your opinion,
yes,
is it time for us to be evacuating? Do you think it will help for any government or any state to evacuate people from living under the bridges so that they do not compromise this infrastructure?
Exactly, it is important. It is important. People will not be living under the bridges because a lot of criminal activities is being perpetrated under it. Apart from the vandalization of critical assets, a lot of other things happen by the people sleeping under the bridge. So evacuating them is very important for us to be able to have improvement in our security provisions in the state.
What you said you were collaborating with agencies in Lagos. What other agencies are you collaborating with? There are those who would also be wondering, since this is okay, just go ahead, answer that question first.
All the security agencies in Lagos. We are collaborating with all the security agencies, and even non-security agencies, we are also collaborating with them, who have role to play in ensuring that we improve on the protection of the critical asset and infrastructure. Like the Scrap Dealers Association of Lagos, we have been collaborating with them because they are the ones that are buying this scrap from all these scavengers. So as a result of that, we brought them in to ensure that they should not be buying vandalized products. And we have had improvement in the conduct of all these scrap dealers in Lagos.
Truthfully speaking, Mr. Keshinro, do you think we have a system that is strong enough to deter people from vandalizing public property, particularly in Lagos?
Yes, the system is continuous monitoring and punishment for offenders. So, and that is happening in Lagos.
But you already said now
people
that
people will naturally want to commit crime, but the responsibility is to make sure that we do not allow them to commit this crime. And when they commit, they are investigated, taken to court, and punished for these offenses.
But you also said now that you've made a few arrests and we are still having this report. So the question some people will be asking you right now is, if the law is strong, the measures, the punitive measures are strong enough and enough to deter people, and so question would then be, how come we still have all these cases, happening all over the state, and particularly for metal scraps? Kayla was just talking about some manholes even being removed in some parts of of Abuja. In Lagos, that is also happening. So if the law is strong enough and the measures are punitive enough, how come this is still happening? Doesn't this look like the deterrence is not strong enough to keep people away?
So maybe the deterrence is strong enough. There are some people that will naturally want to commit crime. So, and that is why we are insisting in order to stop them from committing crime. And when they commit crime, for us to arrest them and take them to court for punishment.
Okay. You spoke about community leaders. We have to go now, but you spoke about community leaders the other time. What kind of feedback are you getting from the communities? How do people report these things to the NSCDC in Lagos?
They report to us regularly through phone calls, through contact with our various divisions and area commands, through various cells of the corps. So we receive feedback from them on a regular basis, and when they suspect anything, because before, they may not know that it is part of their own responsibility to protect this critical asset. So we let them know all these things and make them to collaborate with us, to be close to us, so that they can be free with us to give us information when necessary. And we have been receiving regular feedback from them.
How do people reach you? Lastly, how do people reach the NSCDC? Is it through your website or your phone call? What number do they call? Can they find that number on your website or your social media handles? How do people reach you? Even those who are just casually noticing things along the way.
Yes, there are two ways we told them during the series of community engagement that they can reach us. They can reach us through the toll-free line of Lagos State, which is 112. We have our officers at the center there. When they make call to that place, the matter is escalated to us so that there can be adequate response on time. Apart from that, we can also be reached through our various divisional offices with their phone numbers and through our area commands and through the commands PRO, which is on 08163597310. So these are the ways by which we have, and my own number too, I've been receiving calls from various stakeholders across the state when there is any issue to be reported. So there are so many numbers from the divisions, from the area commands, and at the command level, and through the 112, which is the Lagos State toll-free line. And we have been receiving feedback on all of these sources.
Is your website also useful in this regard?
This is Lagos State. It is useful if people can get across through our website at the national headquarters.
Okay, I'm trying to get to the website. Okay, nscdc.gov.ng. Is that your website?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Adeotun Keshiro, Fellow Nigerian Army Resource Center and State Commandant, NSCDC, Lagos State Command. We appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you for having me.